Hello Fifth Watcher, this is a quick response to your video on free will and omniscience. I just quickly want to address some issues that you raised in your video. First, I want to address the time travel analogy, the thought experiment that you raised. I don't think it's a valid thought experiment at all because time travel raises way too many logical paradoxes that can't be resolved in any kind of consistent way. So I think it's best to leave out any kind of discussion on time travel when you're relating it to free will. Secondly, I want to address omniscience, which is the main focus of your video. I think you kind of missed the main issue that people have with omniscience and free will. People like me do not claim that God determines our future, that He determines the decisions we will make. What we argue is that simply knowing the future negates free will. Knowing the future with 100% certainty, I should say. If God knows the future with absolute certainty, that means the future is set absolutely. It can't change, it's not in flux, because He can't know something that's constantly in flux. So for God to know the future has to be set. And if the future is set, then humans have to behave in a way, every single human, all of us, have to behave in a way that will lead to this future. And any deviation from this path which God knows we will travel on will not lead to this future. So as you can see, we have to behave in a very tightly scrutinized way. Otherwise, this future that God knows will transpire won't happen. And obviously that can't happen because then God would not be omniscient. But we would have free will. Basically, there's no way you could have free will and omniscience existing in the same reality. And I'd like to illustrate this with a thought experiment which I raised in one of my other videos. And if you're more interested in my opinions on free will, you should check them out. I have 2 videos on free will. Basically, I did a little differently in my other video, but basically, let's say God comes down to Earth today and tells you that He knows tomorrow you will be in a car accident. He tells you this, and you know it now. So, could you prove God wrong and stay away from all roads and cars? Or can you not prove God wrong and you have to face your fate and die? Which is it? You can't have it both ways. Either you can prove God wrong and show Him that you have free will and not die, or you have no free will and you have to do exactly as God knows you will and die. Oh, and I also liked your coin analogy. I thought it was very poignant and interesting. And the reason for this is because you say that just as you know how a coin will fall, because you know the laws of physics and the laws of reality, and its coin will fall basically from your own experience. And in a similar way, God knows humans, and that He knows how we will act. Well, the problem with that is that there's something very similar between humans and coins in that respect, that neither of them can have free will then, if God can predict their actions in the way that He can predict the coin. Coins have no way of deciding what face they will land on. In a similar way, humans can't decide their own future. So yeah, thanks. Hope you could respond to me sometime. Write me some comments or something. Take care.